How is everyone doing today, man? I hope you guys are having a great night. We are going live to talk about phone flipping today. I wanted to make sure that I actually did this. I know for a fact that we did product reselling yesterday, so we are going to hop into phone flipping more in depth today. Now, if you are somebody that is a phone flipper, if you're somebody that is looking into phone flipping, this is for you. And I'm gonna give this disclaimer first, and the reason I'm doing this, guys, is because I don't ever want you guys to feel like when we are talking about phone flipping, you have to do exactly what I say, how I say it, when I say it, the way I say it, right? Every phone flipper is different. Every income stream, whether it's a side hustle or main hustle, is different. Think about your job. You may do something different than your coworkers, right? But you still get the job done, all right? So one thing I'm going to do is break down a formula that I utilize. We'll have slides. You need to just take what you can from this, okay? But the slideshow that I'm actually going to go through, you guys can get full access to it for free, no money, okay? No money at all. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how. Because if you guys don't know, I have a Instagram, okay? And my Instagram is educated__hustler. That's my main one. And then I have my personal, well, my business one, not personal. And that is Hustler Taught Me, okay? Now, let me pull up this Instagram so I can show you guys exactly how to get this guide. We have a phone flipping one and a product reselling one. I worked really hard on them today, just looking and making sure that they're tightened up. Because when it comes to freebies, I want to make sure that we are giving real information and not fluff, right? There's a bunch of times I've got free products from online and it's been a bunch of bullcrap, right? I don't want that to be the case here. And also, what I think I want to do is I'm going to start actually offering the people that are getting these freebies a free call. And it could be a 15-minute call, nothing too crazy, but I really am interested in learning where people have a knowledge gap when it comes to phone flipping and product reselling. So this is my Instagram. You can go here, or you can literally just go to Hustler Taught Me, okay? Hustler Taught Me, same link. Oh no, don't hit Hustler Taught Me. Don't go there. I actually changed that ASAP. That's an old link, actually. Let me change that right now. But what happens is we're going to have a link, and the link is going to go straight directly to our beacons, right? And soon I ain't going to have no beacons. It's going to go directly to my site, but we getting there, all right? Anyway, so it's going to go directly to here, and this is where you can get a lot of resources, guys. I know I don't link a lot of stuff on my I don't link a lot of stuff under my videos anymore because I'm trying to get away from like making it feel salesy, but I might start putting more links underneath just for references, because I do have a lot of people that hit me up and they're like, hey, where do I do this? Where do I do that? So this beacons will be like a hub for a bunch of the things I talk about via the videos, but I want to show you something. So you have a lot of freebies and discounted things here that I don't really even promote. I really don't. But here, you just go to my Instagram, educated__hustler, or you can go to Hustler Taught Me. It should be up on Hustler Taught Me now, where you can actually literally just go here and find freebies. So we supply starter inventory access list for product resellers, so you actually get exclusive discounts on certain products for you to just start out with, right? And we'll talk about that in a second. But right now I want to harp on this phone flipping, the phone flipping preview, right? So this is going to be something where you're able to literally see into the price list. You're able to get a step-by-step instruction on phone flippers and why you need to exactly buy or sell certain items, okay? This price list is going to give you access to the newer tier, the iPhone 17, 16, and then the 15 models, okay? You get access to that, and you can do whatever you want with it. Of course, you don't get access to the buyers, but you do get access to the market value, so definitely check that out. All you do, again, go to my Instagram, educated__hustler, then click the beacons, the link in the bio, and then go all the way down here, and go and get your phone flipping preview. But we have other things as well that I really want to get into that I don't talk about. And again, this is all new for me, just getting back into the guide aspect and showing you guys that we have more to offer than just going and talking about OfferUp. And you need to make 10 offers and you need to do this, that, and the third. No, we got some things cooking. So I want to make sure I can give it to you. So we have this guide that I just actually launched, and I'm not charging anybody for what I'm about to show you guys at all. I'm going to give you guys exclusively a walk down and a run through half of it because I feel like this is something you guys should be able to see. And for our, why is it not, I hate when to do this little refresh thing. For our, what's today, Thursday, for our Thursday phone flipping session, I want to talk about phone flipping playbook, which is, again, available to everyone, okay? It's available to you. My website, wesply.com. Do not forget it. But this is going to be something that is going to give you access to every single thing from A to Z phone flipping. Now, why is it important? It's important because, again, we all have moments and times where we're trying to excel in this craft and we just want to quit. So I love to talk to people about what I see on an everyday basis. On an everyday basis, I see people quitting, especially when it comes to phone flipping, because they are watching, listening, or consuming content from people that are not actually really doing it. And when you're doing that, you're hurting yourself because these individuals are showing you Facebook ads. They could be showing you how to source via eBay, like a bunch of like fraudulent activity going on, especially when it comes to this space, because it's not easy actually phone flipping, but it's also not hard. It's just all about you making sure that you're inspecting what you expect, you're flipping your money, and you're making sure that your money is always moving, okay? And that's what I think I would really harp on is money needs to move. And if your money isn't moving, then that's the issue. A lot of you guys have money to start with, but you don't necessarily have a clear-cut goal on what you're trying to actually accomplish with your money, right? So I had a guy, I got 10K, and I want to flip phones, B. What do I do? Well, I can't necessarily tell you how to spend your 10K because your 10K that you're consuming or utilizing isn't going to make any more money if you don't put it in the right things. To be honest, having the most money or more money to start out with, I've seen people fail faster. And this is not something you want to do or go through. All right, it finally pulled up. So here we go. All right. So number one, the phone flipping playbook. Find, price, flip, reinvest. A practical system for flipping phones without guessing. And again, a lot of people do guess when it comes to flipping phones. That's why they are not profitable. And me doing these type of lives, whether one person views it 10 or even 15 or 100, I want to make sure that I open up a channel for you guys to actually be able to talk, ask questions. So everything is open. I'm pulling up all the chats. If you have any questions about what I'm going through, this is the time to ask, okay? Because I'm here ready to answer anything. So I got this. Hey, what's up, Andy? What's up? How are you? It's good to see you. All right, got that up, and then now I got Educated Hustler up. So you can definitely, guys, make sure you are hit me up. Okay, cool. We're good. I see all chats. All right, cool. How to use this playbook. So the goal is to protect your cash and move phones fast. This is not a course. Use this while sourcing and negotiating. Follow the steps in order. Don't buy a phone without checking this guide. Now, this is something that I put together. It took me 4 hours. It has a total of like 30 slides. But more so, I did a lot of research on how I was able to effectively help others rather than just putting a bunch of information in one little slideshow just to say, get it, right? So what phone flipping really is. So phone flipping is when you're buying below market value, controlling the risk before you pay, selling with speed, not emotion, and you're reinvesting profits consistently. So phone flipping in a regular terminology is going to be simply this, right? I know for a fact that I can go on OfferUp and I can go on eBay or I can go on, what other places, y'all? Facebook. I'm not even gonna go on Facebook because Facebook is just ridiculous. So now I can type in an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's do this, right? I want to show you what phone flipping actually is. And we're gonna type in an iPhone 16 Pro Max, okay? And you may be thinking, well, yeah, Brandon, phone flipping is just us buying phones and selling it. Well, it is, but it's not. Because while regular phone flippers are doing that, they're not succeeding in building it into something bigger because they're not actually treating it like a business. They're treating it like a hobby. They're treating it like something that they are just testing or guessing with, right? So what a lot of people do is they'll go on eBay, including pawn shops. They do this too. They'll go on eBay and they'll be like, okay. You have an iPhone 16 Pro Max? All right, let me go and see how much these are worth. Okay, so today someone brought one for $825. Someone brought one for $600. Someone brought one for $450. Okay. All right, but I can give you $200 for it. And you'd be like, what the heck? $200 for that for a 16 Pro Max? And they're like, yeah, $200. Well, that's way too low, right? Well, let me explain to you why they do that. So the reason they offer you so low and they don't actually offer you the realistic prices because they don't have the market value. Now, let's go over to OfferUp and let me show you the difference. Look at OfferUp's pricing and how consistent it is rather than eBay and how inconsistent it is. Look, you got 825, you got 600, and you got 450. That's sporadic, right? But when you go to OfferUp, you have 850, you have 800, you have 850, you have 850, you have 400, which is an absolutely insane markdown, which means it's highly, okay, I'm not saying it is, but highly scammy, right? $1,000, $750, $950, $800. So you start getting the sense of, okay, this phone is worth some bread, right? Well, this is where I see a lot of people fail or succeed. Because what they don't do and don't realize is that if you are looking on eBay for phone prices, right, you're going to always come up with sporadic, non-realistic prices. And if you are judging that and using that to actually sell your devices or buy your devices or source your devices, this is ultimately the reason you are going to end up failing. Because phone flippers, it's not about flipping phones. It's about flipping money. Again, flipping phones isn't about flipping, well, that sounds really it sounds stupid. Flipping phones isn't about flipping phones. It's about flipping money. If I have $300, I really need to make sure that $300 turns into $400 by the end of the day. It don't matter what phone I buy though, right? Like, that's the problem. People think I need the newest phone. I need the most pristine looking phone. I need a device that no one else has. I need the newest thing. You don't. Flipping phones is not about flipping phones. That's why when people try to tell you to use Facebook ads, it's completely cap. And the reason they tell you that is because if I say I can teach you how to flip or use Facebook ads, then you'll pay me. Right? Like, I'm being real, right? Like, if I say, oh, guys, right now I have a course for 99 cents and I'll teach you guys how to master Facebook ads so that you could actually start promoting that you buy phones and you're automatically going to get a bunch of people and then you're going to become rich. You'll be like, all right, let me pay the 99 cents. Because in your head, you like that risk management is not going to be too high. And I know for a fact that even if I lose the 99 cents, I'm good. Well, see, this is where they finesse you. Right? They finesse you because what they're doing is they are essentially giving you a low bar practice, right? And they probably do their research and they look online and they're like, how do I do Facebook ads? How do I utilize Facebook ads? And then they'll go ahead and try to regurgitate that information and sell it to you. And then you end up going ahead and buying it from them and they ain't even doing it in the first place. You get upset, frustrated because you ain't seeing no results, and then you quit. That's how it works. Because you thought all along it was about who has the best Facebook ads. Andy said values on OfferUp in this area are inflated and sporadic too, unfortunately, but there aren't wholesale sellers in my market. And that's something too. Like and that's a great point, Andy. And I want to really talk about that, guys. So, and I know we're getting into the slide, but it's important, guys, that you understand the slide that we're talking about today. You can easily get for free. I'm going to be breaking it up and talking a lot. So don't ever hesitate just to get the slide, because I think more so, and I'll show you guys how to get it, because I don't think I did that. I think I stopped. You can go to wesply.com, go to learn, go to phone flipping, and then just hit this, okay? But what I'm going to do at the end of the video, I'll give you guys a code as well. Hopefully I remember. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so here's the thing. When it comes to the markets and them being inflated, because prices are inflated in my market too, Andy. Like, this is absolutely insane. Because if you look at the market value, right, and I'm talking used, because I don't really want to buy no new iPhone 16 Pro Max when I could literally go ahead and buy a new used one. Hold on. So for a locked iPhone 16 Pro Max, $590, because I always go with B grade. So $590, which we'll talk about in a second, but $590 is going to be the market value. Now, what does that mean? Well, that essentially means that $590 is what I can expect from my buyer to pay me. So if I expect my buyer to pay me $590 if I sell them my iPhone 16 Pro Max, I know that I got to buy under. So that's when it comes to, damn, all right, how can I actually make a profit? What do I actually have to deduct? So then what you do is you go to a calculator and you say, all right, 590 minus whatever I want my profit to be, $60, $50, whatever, all right, 530. So then what I know is $530 is my selling price, so I can't go over 530. This is where a lot of people mess up, because instead of finding what the market value is, they'll start, oh, you know, let me go ahead and look on eBay. Oh, okay, so I could actually buy that from this person and sell it for $825. And what an idiot would do is he'll be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and hit this person up, not knowing this is a complete scam, and you can easily tell it's a scam. Oh man, I didn't charge that phone. Sorry, TikTok. Hold up, I got y'all. My fault, Tik. My fault. It's been a busy day, man. All right, we back. Oh yeah, resume that thing. My fault, TikTok. My fault, man. My fault, y'all. Hold up. I had to switch phones. Hold up now. Let me put y'all up here. All right, so yeah, an idiot, and guys, you gotta realize I don't talk with emotion, right? I talk with logic. So don't, you know, I just be talking. I talk real shit. You feel me? So an idiot, like I said, would go and try to go ahead and flip this, thinking, oh my God, it's $400. I can sell this for $800 on eBay. Well, bro, if you were smart, you would realize, one, this person doesn't have any ratings. If I click on here, I could tell he probably, yep, he only has one listing. And I'm pretty sure this guy is fraud. No cracks, works like new, first come, first serve. I don't want the phone because I want the 17 simple. Serious people. You know what I mean? Like, it literally doesn't even make sense, right? This sounds stupid. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. It sounds dumb, right? It doesn't add up, right? And when we see things that look dumb, sound stupid, we don't entertain it. That's just facts, right? We're not going to entertain anything that doesn't seem right, because we know that if we consistently do it, then if only it were that easy. Yeah, and Andy, I think that you are a perfect example of how frustration can build up, and then you can get overwhelmed, and then you start feeling like nothing will work. And that's not true. And I'm going to break it down. So stay with me. Stick with me. I get what you're saying, and I'm about to get there, right? This is not actually going to work. And Andy, you're right. It's not that simple sometimes, because see, while my market could be this clear, where I can clear as day see who's real and who's fake. I can tell you right now, this person right here is probably a person that's trying to scam. They're probably going to give me a different device. The picture is too clean. The picture's too clean. Like, you got the box, you got the phone, and you got the case. Now, I could be wrong, though, because this person technically could be a person that got the phone out of a store, and it came with the case. They are showing the IMEI. They have been on this account since 2024. They have 34 reviews, so I could be wrong. This actually could be a legitimate, matter of fact, it probably is, but they're out of their goddamn mind thinking that somebody's going to pay $1,500. So this person probably is a legitimate person, but they're batch crazy, okay? they're tripping like a transmission. Like they don't know what they want to do, and they need to go take this to Facebook, right? Like these are the type of posts that be on Facebook where they trying to sell phones for inflated amounts that don't even make sense. And I think that's just what you're talking about, Andy. This is inflated, and these type of people, they won't come down in their pricing until they start realizing after days that no one is interested. Now, that's the beautiful thing about price lists. Now, I'm not even just talking about mine. In general, right? You don't have to buy my price list. There's a bunch of different price lists, but I want to talk about price lists real quick too. You have two types of price lists, and I know I'm giving a bunch of information, guys. I don't have no structure on how I'm giving this information. I'm giving this information just like me and you are in the car right now. You said, yo, B, how do I phone flip? I'm giving you the raw, non-condensed information, right? You have two price lists. You have a price list from wholesale buyers. Then you have a price list from buyback companies, people that buy phones just to sell them to other consumers. And, you know, I talk about one of the most popular that I know, which is We Sell Cellular, excuse me. We Sell Cellular is a extension of Atlas, right? And people think using Atlas, oh my God, I'm getting such great prices. Well, you're getting prices that are different from market value because these people are buying these phones to resell to stores. I literally used to always source my phones from We Sell Cellular. I don't anymore because their quality is crap. But I used to, and you know, it was doing kind of good, I guess you could say in the beginning. But anyway, so moving forward, guys, that's why you need a price list, because you can't gauge the pricing off of phone flipping from eBay. And I hope that this kind of like really made sense for some, to where you're like, okay, if I keep trying to source my phones this way using eBay or even just using OfferUp, I'm always going to come out losing money, because I got to figure out some way, somehow to find a market value, which means find how much people are actually paying for this said device. Because again, all phones are not equal. All right, so let me actually get back on track on this, because I think that this would be okay. So 5 stages of reselling. So you want to find the device, you want to price it correctly, secure it safely, sell it to the right buyer, reinvest, and upgrade. Now, let me tell you one of the steps that people forget. They forget to reinvest and upgrade. A lot of people do all of these other things. They don't reinvest. And I see a lot of people that do this. They'll go ahead and they'll buy a phone, they'll flip it, and then all of the money will just go to anywhere. And I'm just reading your comment, Andy. Yep, big problem, because everyone uses Atlas prices as gospel too often. Exactly. And what happens is, it's because people don't actually want a phone flip for real. They just want to have a quick come up, so they feel like, okay, if I get a free price list that doesn't have buyers attached, at least I know somebody that's going to buy it. I'll give you guys a really good example. I have a friend, he uses Atlas, and he uses a few other price lists as well. And he doesn't just use mine, he uses multiple. And this is what I suggest everyone to do. Don't just use my price list, use multiple. And I'm telling you guys that literally, as somebody that sells price lists, because I would be disgenuine to try and even hint that, oh my God, my price list is the best price. No, like I don't control my price list. Buyers do. And also the prices that we have, right? The prices that we have, where the heck is it at? This site is so new to me. Right here, right? This price list is good. It got buyers on it, cool, right? But sometimes it's always best when you're negotiating with people to say, hey, I actually got a price list that's paying me whoop-de-whoop. I got a price list that's paying me $200, or not $200, like $20 more. And then show it to the buyer, that list of that person, and they'll bump their price up $20. Like, it's always better to keep and maintain that leverage. So it's important to make sure that you are utilizing these price lists, not just using one, because when you just use one, you're automatically going to just be you're going to be somebody that just takes what you can get, okay? You're going to just eat crumbs. All right, so the 5 stages. We're going to just talk first about finding the device, right? Now, mind you, you guys, again, can get this guide. All you got to do is go to wesply.com. And definitely check it out, guys. I got a bunch of different things. Now, if you're somebody that has only signed up for the site that we previously had. Now, it's the same site, but if you are somebody that has not signed up on the new site, make sure you do that today, because we got a bunch of emails that we will be blasting out for some freebies, discount codes, including to the guide. Okay, so make sure that you are signing up, because we are giving a heavy discount on this guide, and it's the guide that I'm actually going through that gives you step-by-step processes, okay, on how to actually start flipping phones the right way without Facebook ads. Now, you want to find the device. Now, how do we do that? Because, see, finding a device isn't as easy as people try to make it seem. Poor money management, exactly, yeah. Poor money management is important, and that's something people display, including myself. I've flipped phones and had poor money management like 80% of my life, right? I remember I got my first 10K, no, my first 30,000, and I spent it on the car, right? That was the dumbest thing, and if I could take it back, I would, but it was the dumbest thing I've ever done. But that's why I say, like, the entrepreneurs that keep failing and then quit, that's not smart. Because I blew $30,000 in a matter of months. And then when I got more money, that stung so much that I never allowed it to happen again. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to take those L's in order to avoid those L's from ever happening again, you know? So that was something that I had to do. Like, I really had to grow up and just do better. Now, finding phones. Like, how do we find the device? Again, you don't have to do what I do, because everything I do may not work for you, right? I feel like that was a bar. I feel like a rapper. But what I do, and I always do this, now this works for some people and may work for no one, right? Or not you. You can use Facebook. You can use OfferUp. You can use Craigslist. Craigslist is something one of my students uses now, and he does source phones from Craigslist, which is kind of interesting. I don't use Craigslist. I haven't used Craigslist in years. Now, Craigslist is actually where I found my first phone buyer, though. I will tell you guys that. I found my first phone buyer on Craigslist. That's when I first found out you could start flipping phones to other people. But anyway, like other people, like other than like consumers, like a business. All right, so the way I do it is I have everything in a quota base or sense. In order to start finding devices, you need to start understanding the law of averages. Okay, the law of averages is basically in a nutshell, the more you throw the shots up, the more chances you have of hitting it. So think about it like this: the more you actually go ahead and knock on doors, and I've owned my own door knocking company where I've had people go and knock on doors for to sell phone plans and stuff, right? And I had to study how Verizon Fios used to do it. So I went to Harrisburg, and I actually shadowed a company because I wanted to learn how to instruct mine, right? And I remember talking to this manager, and he was like, "Yeah, we send our employees on loops." And I was like, "What's a loop?" And he was just showing me how it literally is like a loop. Like, they go on the same blocks over and over again for about 7 days. Or 5 days, right? They start learning the people. They start learning when people are home. They start showing their faces more, become more familiar. And they eventually start getting good leads. The first day, people knock on the door and they just get it open. Some of them get people to open the doors, and then they just shut it in their face. But by the 7th day, they're calling each other by the first names, right? Now, you need charismatic people, and you need really good salesmen to have a door knocking company. But the point that I'm saying is, the more that you make yourself familiar in your market, I'm talking about in your state, in your area, the more people will respect you and you'll become an authority. The main thing that I see with a lot of phone flippers is they're not the authority. You're not an authority figure. You're just a ghost. You're just somebody out there. Now, you don't have to promote to become an authority figure. You just have to start making offers to people to the point to where they're like, "Damn, like this guy again?" Now, I'm sure if you've ever sold something online or on one of these websites, whether it's Facebook, whether it's OfferUp, you've probably literally saw someone somewhere that keeps hitting you up. It happens to me all the time, where it's like, dang, this guy keep asking me for these headphones, or this guy keeps asking me for this or that, or whatever, right? Now, this happens, and it becomes, it makes you feel like you are noticed. You're starting to build a brand, right? Like, I got people on OfferUp that know exactly who I am, and I'm sorry, because that thing keeps popping up. They know exactly who I am. They know exactly what I do, where I'm located, and they know when I hit them up that I'm giving them a price point that I'm probably not going to shake off of. They know that I'm giving them a price point that is fair in my world, right? But they understand me now. How did that happen? Well, it happened because I started holding myself accountable to making a certain amount of offers. You can make 5 offers a day. You can make 5 offers a week. You can make 5 offers in the morning and 5 at night. It depends on what you want to do. But what I recommend for every phone flipper, before you go ahead and start spending your bread, before you even start looking at Facebook ads, I want you to actually write down on a piece of paper, how many offers are you willing to make for phones? Write it down right now. How many offers are you willing to make? How much time are you willing to give? Because this is going to be the foundation of your phone flipping business. Now, we gotta break it down just a little, right? Because why would you need to make offers though? Well, you need to make offers because you have to start understanding how to convert. See, I used to watch all of these phone flipping videos that people spewed out, right? Because again, I make my own phone flipping videos, and I like to scout, right? The Eagles and your favorite team, they scout other teams, right? I scout people. That's what I do, right? And it ain't no shame in my game. I'm ultra competitive, built in the team environment. I'm somebody that has been on teams and have been a star player, and I know how to become a leader, but I also know how to conduct myself and push myself daily to become the best version of myself, right? And in phone flipping, I don't do any other best practices than what I know. And self-scouting and also scouting others is important. Well, when I go ahead and watch certain videos about phone flipping, I see people show graphs more than they show leads or them closing leads. You know, when you start learning how to close a lead, you don't need any type of advertisement because you know every lead that you get, you have a 50% chance of closing. So the reason you're going to start making these offers to people isn't because you want to waste your time or you're just doing it manually. No, it's because you're actually conditioning yourself to learn how to talk to people. Learning how to hear no. Learning how to use people in the sense of letting them know that you're out there, available, and giving them a contact information or contact number. So let me explain and show you guys what that looks like, right? So if we were trying to get a phone, right? Let's say we're trying to get a phone, and let's say I wanted to make one offer to one of these people, right? I'm gonna explain to you guys what I see, okay? Just off my head, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just speak what I see. I wouldn't deal with this person. He's a waste of time. I don't even try to negotiate with people that have like prices that don't even make sense. I'm gonna look for the most realistic price. This person's promoting, which is interesting because he already sees that this is $800. He brings his down to $750. That intrigues me because he's actually putting money into that post, but it's 4 months ago. That is going to throw me off because why would you be promoting a phone from 4 months ago? That to me doesn't make sense. The picture is too perfect as well. And then you have this blurry ass picture in the laundromat. I've seen this picture before. He is not being genuine. This is fake. And that's another thing. When you start actually making offers, you start seeing things and you start knowing, oh man, this person's using somebody else's picture. I done seen this on 4 different other people's OfferUp or Facebook, right? Now, this picture right here looks kind of genuine. I see this person in the background. I always look at every detail in the photo. This person has an iPhone, taking a picture of another iPhone, so that could be true. Probably going to show the battery, of course. It says the first use was May 2025. Okay, this kind of seems realistic. He has 50 reviews, which means this person thinks that he knows how to negotiate, I'm sure. If I look at this person's page, it seems like he sells a bunch of different things, but I do see another device. Now, since I see another device, I know that this person is more than one. I can make a bundle, right? But let's just stick to simple negotiating. I'm not going to hit make offer, I'm hit ask. And when I hit ask, I'm going to say something, and again, you guys can frame it any way you want. I'm very direct. I don't want to know about your family. I don't want to know about where the device was, the story behind the device. I don't really care. I'm trying to close, right? So I go and look at my price list. This is an iPhone 16 Pro Max 512. That is actually a good price for that. I see that it's probably, so, and this is another thing. I only give prices based on it being locked. I never will give a price and assume it's unlocked. Even if they say it's unlocked, I don't give unlocked prices, because I've met people typed in the IMEI that is on a box and it's locked. And the IMEI that sent me via DM, it was unlocked. Or they just have a locked phone thinking and swearing that it's unlocked. So I always start with the locked price. But this person actually has a description. It says Apple iPhone. This is too many words. It's a little too descriptive for me to trust. But we're going to trust it, right? Screen protector is cracked at the bottom. Phone has no cracks. That's interesting, because if it has a screen protector on it and it's cracked and he didn't remove it, that's interesting to me. That's really interesting. It says finished setup on iPhone, but it is at the home screen. I would be really interested to see this IMEI, because I want to make sure this isn't iCloud locked. We had a guy yesterday that actually answered when I got off, guys. Remember this guy yesterday, y'all? And I was like, yo, I guarantee y'all this is iCloud locked, right? Look at this. This is how I know. Then this is what you end up doing and seeing when you're actually doing phone flipping for a living or doing it for real. People don't even have to tell you what it is. You can just tell just by the price, by the picture, and by the way this person lists that it's iCloud locked. He didn't say anything about this iPhone 16 being iCloud locked, because even if it was, he probably wouldn't tell you unless you ask. I said I could do 200. This is locked. I said clocked. This I didn't even peep I did that. This is iCloud locked, right? That's what I meant. He said yes. Notice he didn't say anything about the 200. Notice he didn't say anything about, okay, closed deal. You want to know why? Because what people do is, if you're offering a certain price and you're asking a question after, they'll tend just to answer the question, hoping that if they answer the question, the price would change. What I would do with this person is literally, so okay, I'm free tomorrow. Yeah. Boom. I assumed the sell. I didn't ask any discovery questions other than that. Let them know I'm free tomorrow. Even if it's iCloud locked, I can still buy it. We buy that on the price list. But it's the point of, I don't need to conduct too much. I want to extract them off this platform, which means I want to get them off of it. So when we go to this phone, right, I'm going to go and I'm literally going to say, so this is this 512, what was that? The 512, 16 Pro Max, right, 512. So 660. Okay. So 660. The buyer will pay me 660. If I want to make a $60 profit, that would mean I need to buy it for 600. Oh, I need to get it under 600. Law of averages means offers equal results. A lot of time they assume you mean no iCloud unlocked. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Andy. So that would mean I would have to offer this person like 570, 580. I never offer what I want to make. So if he said yes to 600, I would make $60. The problem is, who really is going to say yes to your first offer? And if they do, that's a bonus. So the way I think of it is, since I know my ceiling is 600, I'm always going to go under it. So I can do 580, right? And then I'll be like, you don't have the box. And I'm just going to say that because I don't see the box. Plus, I want him to respond. 580 is a lot different from 850. But what happens is sometimes you got to bring people down to reality. Let's say he says no. So if he says no, I probably won't even go back and forth. Because, again, law of averages, we got to keep pushing. We got to make our 5 or 10 offers. I'm not really tripping on nobody. But what I want to do is I want my phone number, my Google Voice or my text now, or whatever y'all use, my email, whatever, to be in 10 people's inboxes a day. Because out of those 10 people, if I do this for 5 days, then 50 people, at least 8 people will hit me back. At least 8 people will become a lead. I'll probably convert on 4 of them. Right? That's okay. But this is how you actually find these devices and how you actually close. Yeah. I'm banned from eBay. Yeah, I'm not talking about that right now, but yeah. So that's literally how you source the phones, right? So sourcing devices, finding the devices, not hard, right? But I will say there is an art of negotiation. And the art of negotiation starts with a bunch of different little tools that you can utilize. I tell people about them all the time. I'll run down some of the best practices for you guys. I'm not going to go too in depth, but you have FORDS, which is an acronym. FORD, it stands for Family, Occupation, Relation, Dream. So let's say that you're meeting somebody and you're trying to negotiate in person. You can negotiate in person by using conversation. Like, hey, how are you, man? I'm good. Yeah, you selling this for you or for somebody else in your family? Oh, no, it was my daughter's. Da-da-da. Okay. All right, yeah, you selling this? Where are you coming from? Or, all right, cool, I see that you had to hurry or you were in a rush. You about to go to work. Occupation, relation would be, okay, cool. So, do you have any other devices? You know anybody that, like, you start asking discovery questions based upon family, occupation, relation, and dream. And then you have 4 factors of impulse. That's another little tip and trick and tidbit that you can utilize in the inbox. That's a good way of turning people from sour to sweet. It's a bunch of different things, and I don't want to get too far in depth in it because I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. And as y'all can see, I'm like mellow tonight. I'm chill tonight. So I'm not going to get into my selling bag. But again, you do need to know how to speak. If you don't know how to talk, phone flipping ain't going to work because you will have people that will try to finesse you or try to test you. All right. Now, pricing it correctly. Y'all saw what I just did. Honestly, it's just really simple. Whatever your buyer's price is that they're paying you, subtract it by whatever you want to make. And then after that, make sure you take a little bit of like $20 off too, right? Take a little bit more off. And then start negotiating, but don't go over your selling price. Selling to the right buyer is important as well. And that's something I just talked about, having more than one price list, because buyers are very iffy. They're very emotional at times. They're uncontrollable. And we only control what we can. And you cannot control a buyer. I've had built great relationship with buyers, and then they piss me off one day and never talk to them again. Because see, it's very important for you to understand that buyers will always see you as money, and you should always see them as such. There is no, you will have buyers that want to create relationships with you because they know that they're going to gain more. And I do this all the time to people that I'm working with. If I see that you're a wholesale seller, which is somebody that's selling me a phone on a consistent basis, right, back to back, yo, man, what's up, man? How's everything doing? Happy holidays. Happy Christmas. Like, that's good. That's cool. I'm checking in on you. But a lot of the times I'm curating that relationship because I want you to come back to me if you have a phone. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm doing it out of genuine intent. And you got to realize that's what buyers do too. Like, they'll be like, yeah, Brandon, how are you? I'm good. All right, cool. But by the way, Mr. Buyer, how much for the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Oh, Brandon, the price went down. Once I hear that, then I'm like, the price went down. No. because I've had that happen to me where people are like, yeah, the price went down, and the price really didn't go down. You just got too comfortable thinking me and you was friends. So you tried to finesse me. So selling to the right buyer is important. And then once you sell and once you make that money from that buyer, you want to reinvest it. Now, this is where I think that a lot of people stall out. A lot of people become less focused, less strategic, or they end up just spending all the money they made on phones and then end up with a bunch of broken phones that they can't sell. 25% of your money you want to spend on phones. And when I say your money, I'm talking about whatever you set aside to start phone flipping. 25%, you could bump it up to 45, but you don't want to sell everything. You don't want to use all your bread. You don't. That's stupid. Okay? You skip a step, you lose money. I like that one. And then throughout this guide, we talk way more about every intricate detail, including the profit margin and everything, where beginners should look. So start at a local marketplace, individual sellers, simple common models, avoid too good to be true deals. So you also don't want to buy, and I didn't talk about this, you don't want to buy phones that are being sold together all the time, because sometimes people are trying to hide iCloud lock with other devices. And also rush transactions. People do that all the time. They'll try to rush, try to make you speed up. And the way I like to think of it is like basketball, right? Some of the best basketball players, they move at their own pace no matter what happens, because they're reacting off of the move the other person is making. And it's the same thing when it comes to phone flipping. Like, I don't need to rush, right? I have the money, you don't. You can't buy, and I always say this, a double cheeseburger and a medium fry with that phone. But I can buy it with this money. You can't buy your daughter that new dress or those new toys with that phone. But I can with this money. So I have the leverage, and let's not get that misunderstood. Therefore, we're going to do this my way. If you can't meet me and make sure that I am satisfied in the transaction, then we don't need to do it. I have no problem walking away. Now, would I rather do business with you? Absolutely, right? Like, I would love nothing but better than to do business with you. But at the same time, I have to prioritize my business, as my business is how I provide for myself and people around me. So respectfully, if you are going to rush me, I'd rather wait until we could actually do the deal in good faith rather than rush and someone lose out. And that is sort of kind of how I break it down to people. Like, yo, bro, I'm not rushing not a goddamn thing. If you ain't finna come in this building and you want me to go in the parking lot, it's icy Dundee bun. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. You either gonna bring your little ass out of here, or I'm just gonna dip. And that's another thing. I want to talk about meetups too. And again, guys, I'm not gonna go over the full guide because again, you guys can access this guide at wesply.com, and then just go over to learn, go over to phone flipping, and then go ahead. I don't know why this thing keeps doing this. I just showed you guys the guide. I don't know why. I don't know what the heck is going on. What the heck? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But right here, phone flipping playbook, okay? But what you do is you walk in, let's say you schedule a meeting at a pizza shop. And let's say the guy's like, oh, no, I can't come in because I got to go to work. Can you come out here real quick? Can we make this quick? Can we do this? No, we cannot make this quick. We can't, because I have my money on the line. That's why, 1, you always meet people where you have leverage. 2, you never meet people at night. 3, you always meet in a public location. I would prefer next to an ATM. That avoids people from being like, oh man, I'm a little short, or da-da-da. It's the ATM right here. And also they have cameras. And then next, you want to make sure that you are asking discovery questions, checking the IMEI, checking the conditions, checking if it's a sealed device, opening the sealed device. If they say you can't open a sealed device, it's a scrap, it's a rat. I ain't dealing with it. What else? And that's it. And then when you are buying a phone, you want to let them know, like, yeah, man, thank you for meeting me. This is my business. And if you know anybody that does have a phone that wants to sell it, I don't mind giving you any referral credits, or giving you something for referring people to me. Definitely let me know, because every person matters. The problem, though, is you're only one person. This is where I see a lot of people fail. You know, when I get into phone flipping or got into phone flipping, I did it all by myself. I knew barely anybody in Philadelphia that actually did business, right? And one of the hardest parts of phone flipping for me was finding people to work with. So I'm not about to sit up here and act like it's easy. I'm not going to sit up here and try to create a fairy tale, a dream. But what I will tell you is that one of the hardest things to do when it comes to you phone flipping and building that business into a bigger one is going to be you actually realizing that you're going to need help. You're going to need somebody. You're going to need to get somebody that's going to actually help you. Whether it's your brother, your sister, your mother, your aunt, your friend, you need other people. Because you only can meet a certain amount of people a day. If you got a job, you need to find a way to have that friend that you got a good connection with that you can cash at the bread to when they inspect the phone and have them working while you at work. And you might be thinking like, yo, that's too much, bro. I'm not doing all of that. But see, when you do that stuff, you're actually training somebody to phone flip, have them work for you, do a 1099, pay them a commission. Then now you starting to actually build a beacon in that state or in that area. Now you have that person flipping phones for you. You do it somewhere else. You do the same thing with another person. And you start growing your business. And then you can start building a buyback company. You can start building a refurbishing company. Because then you could actually intertwine repair shops. And I know, like, for everybody, this is not going to work. Because some people don't know how to talk to people and network. But I'm telling you, if you want the fastest way to scale, it's literally teach 5 people how to phone flip, right? But you got to be good at it first. Next, 1099 them. Make them like a contractor for you. Let them know, yo, listen, we're going to use my money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay you per transaction. But I'm not going to give you money unless you get 5 deals done a week. If you don't get 5 deals done a week, then I'll just pay you for your time. Next, teach those people, they start phone flipping. Now, you build your brand. So now I start having them wear shirts and stuff when they're meeting up, like your own logo. Then after that, get your business business cards. Now every time that they go ahead and they sell or buy a phone from someone, they handing out your business card. Then like you start actually slowly building your business. And then from there, you go to repair shops. You like, yo, listen, I know it's a high amount of competition for repairing phones. Yeah, I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. For repairing phones, what I want to do with you is I'm gonna bring you 15 phones every week for you to fix. I just need a discount. And I don't need a discount because I'm trying to disrespect your business, but I need a discount because I'm going to bring you multiple quantities of devices, and I want to make it more beneficial for me and beneficial for you. The amount of phones that I'm going to bring you on a consistent basis will help you keep the lights on. It will help you actually be able to pay your employees. You work with me, I'll do my best to source phones that are broke for you to fix, and we're going to make money. Now, you got the employees, you got the brand, then you got somebody to repair phones for you. Now, if you want to do an easier way with the repair shop, talk to a repair person on the side. They're 1,000,000,000% going to work with you. Because their way of thinking is, oh man, if I can start repairing phones on the side, I can make more bread. You don't even got to talk to the store owner. I'm telling you. And that's really how you grow, man. That's how you build your business. That's how you start phone flipping in a nutshell. What we'll be doing is we'll do more classes like this where I'll get more in depth every time about certain sectors. whether it's Facebook sourcing, offer up sourcing, selling to buyers, talking to buyers, negotiating through inboxes, overriding objections, pricing your offer, all of these things I'm going to be teaching you guys. So definitely make sure you guys have your bells turned on. Make sure you guys are commenting under my videos, because every time you comment, I'm writing a tally next to your name on the week of the 20th. Andy, I see all your comments, man. I have a bunch, like 9 tallies next to your name already. But on the 20th, I'll be doing a raffle on a live just like this, where I'll be raffling off a Bluetooth speaker to someone. So trust me, you guys aren't going unnoticed, man. Everybody that supports me, like, I appreciate it a lot, man. I appreciate everyone, like even people that watch and leave or whatever. Like, I appreciate you guys so much. Again, this is not something I do on the side. This is a full-time thing for me. And I only say that just because I want you guys to understand that this is something I do a lot of research in. I failed. I succeed. I go through the same trials and tribulations we all do. But I don't quit. Right? And you guys shouldn't either, right? That's what makes us different from other people. All right, guys, so it is 10. I'm going to get up off of here. I appreciate everyone that has tuned in and tapped in. The guide is available. Go to WESPLY.com. Also, guys, click log in and go ahead and just log in. Sign in, because this allows me to be able to offer you guys things. And also, it gives you the ability to get a bunch of discounts when it comes to products and stuff. Now, if you've signed in before, but you didn't sign into this version of the site, re-sign up because we did not bring over any profiles, and it's on purpose. I tend to do this a lot because I like to refresh the pool of people that I'm working with. Because we got some bull crappers, we got some real hustlers, and we got people that actually, they just want me to hold their hand, right? I don't hold hands. The only hands that I hold is my children, right? And you guys are not my children, and you guys are adults, and you guys are gonna run multi-million-dollar companies and businesses. So you don't need me to hold your damn hand, right? We got this, all right? All right, guys. So. Again, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you want that guide, definitely go to WESPLY.com. Go ahead and get it. It's literally under Learn and then Guides. But again, I'll see you guys in the next video. What else? We'll be going live. I may go live tomorrow. I have a few things. I gotta go to the warehouse. It's a lot. I gotta ship some things. I gotta do eBay animation audits. I gotta do all of that. So if I get all that done, I'll go live as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, man. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.